In this episode, this month being the month of October, what happened is a lot of companies go through their portfolio products and also try to understand how the products are performing in the market. So what happened is the company will go through the KPIs or maybe the object key results to see how the customers out there in the market are reacting to the product. We want just to revisit because this is the topic, or maybe it is a problem that happens most of the time, especially the company that does any product, name it, business to business, business to customers, and some also those products that company use within the organization. We're gonna look into what in a high level why a customer can be satisfied. So there's so many things out there but we would just want to highlight on the most prominent one that we have seen, as by experience, working with these companies and be able to develop some of those products. And then when we talk to customers or we talk to the customer success team, you get some of the reaction through the reviews and also the emails, the phone call we call the customers, trying to resolve some of the problems. The product requirements were misunderstood by the development team. This is something that it dig deeper, not only to the agile team, but also to the portfolio design. When a company come up with their own strategic themes, how the epics are designed and how the epics are just moved through the process, the Kanban process, or whichever the framework used for the project development. You find out if your epics they are not well defined, the MVP and the business hypothesis. Uh, when you create those business hypotheses and how you evaluate them, coming up with a lean business case, how the business develop the MVP. How do you develop your MVP and how do you qualify your MVP can move down to development work stream. So there's so many things that's going into improving an epic to be a capability and also a feature, and also move to the agile team to start doing. So when you pull that feature from the portfolio backlog to team backlog, there should be a lot of coordination, collaboration between the solution management, the product team, and also the stakeholder that manages the portfolio, the lean portfolio management team. There should be a level of collaboration before those requirements get the team. So if your requirements they're not well defined in the beginning, especially those strategic themes, you're gonna have problems because those requirements, when it comes down to the agile team, the agile team will not be producing what's expected to align with that. The next aspect you can look into is the product wasn't delivered when the customer needed it. So in this, what happened in this? We have working sprint. To allow team deliver high priority functionality early often. And what can happen? For the product not to be delivered to the customer when customer need it, there's so many things that goes in within the team. Maybe the team learning curve. There's a lot of there's a lot of spikes in the research that has to go in the work before the work get developed. Or maybe the context switching. When you find a developer maybe being pulled, or people changing priorities, or maybe a developer being pulled into different projects. So there's a lot of context switching, and then that type of work, or that type of time, the developer cannot be able to focus on those products development. And also there's infrastructure problem. When you develop this product and you start doing testing, maybe you didn't do a lot of planning when it comes to infrastructure. There's a lot of gap. Maybe some of the technical debt that were not fixed before the development started, and all of a sudden you come up with those last minute surprises that your infrastructure cannot support a new product, and then this new product cannot be released to the customer. And also the wrong product. Back to how requirements were defined. If the requirements are not well defined, you will not, when it comes to testing it, put this, place this the product in the testing environment. when you start, doing the unit testing and also the integration testing and also the functional testing, you'll find a lot of bugs, in those in those products if the requirement they are not well defined. And also, we have customer can also get dissatisfied when a customer cannot request changes without additional timeline and cost. So we follow, it's this one, it's all defined in the which framework we use to plan for your project. Is you use agile or what? So in agile process, we built for change. Development team can accommodate the net changes. When you work in, at the end of sprint, we do have a sprint review, where we show the customer. And some of the company call it show and tell. Some company they call it system demos. So during that demo, if your stakeholder or maybe your customer is not well, it doesn't like what they see. Between that period of time, the 2 weeks period of time, you can do a lot of changes. And you can work with the customer to promote the changes so that the final product they get delivered at the end of maybe PI, the end of product, you have already collaborated with these customers and be able to know what they want, as early as you can, and also through iteration its product. And working with customers, you can see the changes that you need to make, and also you don't have to wait until 6 months to deploy this product so the customer can see. So within those sprint, maybe how many sprint you have, planned to finish that product, you can work with those customers and be able to get what they want on time. So, what is customer satisfaction? How can we make sure when we continue developing this product, we can minimize the risk of us deploying a product or us taking a product to the market, and we don't get the expected reaction. Maybe those customers they don't like the products, or maybe what we developed is not what the market wants. So we can plan within the team and also within the portfolio and also in an organization. We can come up with the planning whereby before the product goes to the market, what kind of processes and what kind of those aspects we can go through to make sure that we have the products that can be able to be marketed out there for the customer to have the right outcome. So the highest priority is to satisfy customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. So how do you find valuable? So the valuable here comes with a customer collaboration, working with the end customers during our prototyping, facing the real customers, or maybe asking the real customers, what they want. Let the customer play around with the prototypes and be able to give us the feedback. Coming up interview, like having up a structured interview, whereby we can work with customer and get the immediate feedback, whereby you can be able to take it back to development team and be able to change or able to include what a real customer wants. And also welcoming change even late in development. This is agile. Let me just discuss is an agile process. We should be able to work with the customer, and also we should be able to be market savvy. We should be able to go out there and work with the real environment and business real environment to be able to understand what is really going on in the actual market. Are the strategy that we're using going to make us competitive in the future? Is there the right strategy from the market standpoint? The customer out there are competitors. What they're developing are we aligned to the competition out there? So we can accommodate changes even early in development so that we can be able to be competitive in the market. Also deliver working software frequently in a couple of weeks to a couple of months. Some of the companies I see, especially companies like Google, they deploy the solution maybe in seconds. Some of the companies have full-blown CI/CD pipeline. And also they have a very well organized development team. They work. So some companies like Google, they do have, they deploy their products, in production, different features, and also that accommodate environment competitiveness. So if a company should be able to have a very good, well-designed CI/CD pipeline and well-designed production development team, and organized infrastructures whereby you can be able to push your code in your product, your functionality on time, so that we can be competitive out there. And also, business people must work developers must work together daily throughout the product development timeline. So this is what we're just talking about when you do this iteration, this system demo, or maybe show and tell. You should be able to invite customers or maybe stakeholders that's going to be using this solution so that you collaboratively work together when you as we continue evolving this product so that you can show the customer and can get immediate feedback so that in any there's all those changes in the product or make customer want to change something, you can be able to do it on time and give the customer what they want without wasting too much time so that we deploy this this product in production in the next few iterations and you end up changing something because that's what a customer wants. So there should be a level of collaboration between business people and development and also the whole portfolio program standpoint. Also, getting the product managers accept your development work as soon as possible. Even if you're using an agile process, you have to the product owners and also the scrum masters, also development team should invite the product managers during system demo so that or maybe sprint demo so that they can be able to accept some of the development works which have been developed and some of those if there is that deployment cycles, that solution or that functionality can be deployed in the production and the customer can be able to use on time. And also keeping the requirement simple, forcing more robust and effective communication. So what happened is during backlog refinement, you can work with different development teams. Like for example, anybody can write a story. I get this question: who should be able to write story? Is it Scrum Masters? Are they the product owner? Are they the product managers? Anyone who understand the requirement can be able to write that story because what happened is they understand the description, what is what is the hypothesis or what is the business case, and then you can be able to come up with the correct acceptance criteria. I know you can be able to plan how much work that elements need or how much that type of work need. So, and then during the sprint backlog or backlog refinement, whoever the RAS story, you can bring it up. The whole team is there, and you can be able to discuss that specific requirement so that there's the effective communication. There's maybe some this day, maybe we have virtual meetings, and also we can do a face-to-face meeting in the agile sprint. So revisiting the feature regularly to ensure most valuable requirement continue to be highest priority. This is very important because now, depending how your features are defined, this boils down to who wrote the capability, and also it goes down to portfolio uh, backlog. How were those epics decomposed to capabilities, and how were those capabilities decomposed to features, and how was the Kanban process followed? Review, implementation. The evaluation MVP and who will define those features. So if you go work, you revisit this with product managers and also with the team and also the portfolio stakeholders. You'll be able to identify which is features coming next, which has the correct value, which add the value for the product that you're developing. You should be able to make at the end of every sprint the features the story that you write for specific features should you be able to add value to a product that you're building. And also, you should be able to break down those requirements in small chunks. 2 weeks development, it's not too much. If you have a baggy or maybe not well-defined story or well-defined requirement that go into. So what happens is you end up having a lot of spikes and also a lot of research stories. And also, if your solutioning is not well-defined, so a team end up doing some technical refinement, technical solutioning of some of those stories to be able to understand what is going on and what has to be done. Especially maybe you don't understand the CI/CD pipeline, and then you need to maybe accommodate some of the doctors, or maybe you have to compile, or you need some of the images to be able to run some of the containers, some of the maybe the container-based solution. So if you have that kind of requirements and maybe the team don't understand what is supposed to be done, especially those distributed system whereby we have a lot of containerized based solution that has to go in production. If you break down that story in simple manageable work item, you're gonna be able to understand what is really going on in that story and be able to deliver in those short iterations. So we really discussed who is the customer when it comes to product design and product development. So a customer can be the person or group paying for the products. This comes to maybe a B2B products or B2 customers, or maybe like for example, a Microsoft suits, or maybe Amazon AWS. When you start using some of those services in AWS, and you start paying services for your computation or some of those EC2 system. When you start paying the computation product, now you're using you're the customer. So Amazon, charges you as a customer. And some organization customer may be client, external to the organization. So we do have a companies then, especially the consulting company that produces products, and then they can sell those product to customer like Deloitte or maybe Ernst and Young. Those company, like maybe those accounting softwares that some of the external organization can develop and start selling to some of the organization. Those can be your customers. The stakeholders or the group of stakeholders, when it comes to in a specific company, if you have stakeholders, especially the maybe investments, you're building an investment software, you have different stakeholders, maybe for example, real estate stakeholders, and you develop an investment in real estate software. Those should be your customers. And also a person who end up using product is also a customer. So company like Tesla, when you buy a Tesla car, you're a Tesla customer, right? If you go and you buy maybe an AI product from Microsoft, so you're a customer because you're using the end product from the company. So as we continue with this discussion, we have to touch on something we call what is innovation. So when you start developing this product, how do you know that this product is going to be competitive? And is your company able to produce this product? And is the product that you're building is going to be, in the market, it's going to be competitive enough. So as you can see, there's a process that we use. Some of the process that we use, we look into desirability of the product. So desirability refers to a degree to which a product or services is attractive and appealing to customers. So creating a strong desire for ownership or use. A critical aspect of product development and marketing as a desirable product is more likely to be successful in the market. So as you continue developing this product, you have to go through some of the design thinking process so that you should be able to understand that if the product that you're building out there, is it desirable? Is it competitive? Is it competitive enough to be able to be accommodated or to be accepted in the market? From the competition we have out there, can you change the consumer outcomes? The outcome of the customer, what customer want? Can you change those aspects of where customer will come back, and use it and continue using your product? And also this aspect of visibility. This all depends with the company. So if you look at your development value stream, so do you have the best team to be able to continue working or developing that project? Is there any learning curve? Do you have all the skilled team? Is your infrastructure ready? Is your architecture understand the market? Can be able to take that solution and be able to share with the different value stream and come up with the right solution, and also take it to the development team. Can develop it, understand what is supposed to be developed, and can they deploy this solution to the environment, right? So some of those, you should be able to understand the feasibility aspect of the product and also the viability of the product you're building. So the product viability often referred to maybe product viability analysis or product viability assessment is the evaluation of product potential to succeed in the market and sustain itself over time and generate positive return on investment. So would my customer continue using my products? Like for example, you talk about the AWS. Can the customer using AWS, in the future you see those customers coming back or continue using your system, or maybe some of the subscription products out there, do you see this customer, is there a churn rate for this customer? Can they continue using you so that in the business you can be able to make money off those customers, and your product being successful, and you can be able to also add functionality in those products to be able to be competitive in the future. So this is what we call we refer as product innovation. And you should be able to invest and be able to, as a company, what it means to be innovative. So a product innovation, we can say, was the process of creating and introducing new or significantly improved product or service to the market. So it involved developing and implementing new ideas, feature design, technology, or approaches to meet evolving customer needs, improve existing solutions, and gain competitive in the market. Product innovation is a critical aspect of business growth and competitiveness. So if you are in the business, you want to continue being in the business. You don't want to be one hit product out there in the market, and all of a sudden a very competitive comes and your product is being wiped out. So you should be able to maintain that new functionality that entertain the customer. You should be able to add new features, new technology. You should be able to adapt new technology so that the product can remain competitive. So this is how you design and how you manage your product. Can you be able to be competitive? Can you deploy your product on time? Can you deploy on time and when a customer needs it? So you should be able, before even you develop this product, you should be able to make sure that your product is desirable, and also you have the feasibility and also the viability, because the viability aspect determines how your product is going to perform in the future, because you need money to support this product. So if your product is not selling out there, there's no way you'll be able to be very competitive in the business. So, as you continue looking at some of those dimensions, you always, help your organization to manage some of those development risk, and also help the teams in the organization to learn first and be able to accommodate changes, and help your product do better in the market. And also later solutions that are innovative and only incremental. So you should be able to produce innovative products, like, because this is anytime you're building a product, you should be customer centric enough, and how do you build a customer centric products. So at the end of the day, you should focus on building product that is a human centric, because these are potential users of your product, the key element of the product success. So product design process is a very interesting industry, or maybe a process. After all, we want to achieve a fit between problem and customer, which we call the problem customer fit, as well as fit between the problem and the solution, which we call the problem solution fit. So today we also have possibility of generating individual experiences and offer for customer by means of artificial intelligence and big data, thus achieving individual user solution fit. So the derived value proposition should optimally harmonize the three aspects of solution: user, customer, and solution. So in digitalized world, the complexity increases again, making it all more important to solve the problem in iterative step. As we continue, I know, as we just discussed, in agile is a very good process whereby when you continue developing this product, how can for you to be able to know that you're doing a user solution fit. This is a fit between individual and solution, or maybe solution and problem. We call them problem solution fit. And also achieve the fit between problem and the customer. We call them problem customer fit. Uh, in general, we don't want to see very fast idea or assumption as the solution. Design thinking makes possible for us to realize solution that meets the wishes of the customer, solve a genuine problems, and thus provide value for the customer.